Should I mute my Skype, my YouTube? All right. Yeah. There was already echo, so I asked. Let's do it. Sweet, yeah. The people in the chat say I think they hear us for some reason. Hello, everybody. If you can hear us. Spooky voices, they say.
In this stream, I've got a special guest for you tonight. I've got Adrian from Hasta La Vista Boss. I think I'm a little bit quiet. Let me just turn myself up a little. But before we go any further, let's just get this out of the way now, so we don't have to talk about it anymore. Yes, my wife has cut my hair. There's been a few comments on the video earlier already. She's still practicing. I think she needs to maybe go back and revisit it a little bit. But yeah, no, you got to do what you can in these strange times. Yeah, Whisper Hub's already making a comment. Yeah, there's a few comments already. Let's just not talk about it anymore. All right, well, let's move on. Wearing a hat might be the way forward. I don't know. Anyway, tonight, yeah, I've got a special guest. I've got Adrian, who I know a number of you are familiar with. So, yeah, I'm going to bring him on in just a few moments. I'm not going to do a update on Best Roof Box because I uploaded one earlier today. So, go and check that out if you want to know how the site's doing. Basically, it's doing really well. We smashed $800 worth of revenue in May. Traffic is growing steadily. Surely as well. Surely and steadily. I don't know. It's growing nicely anyway. And yeah, go check out the video. I uploaded it this morning. Anyway, let's bring Adrian in. What we're going to do, we're just going to be chatting. We're going to be talking about side hustles. We're going to be talking about affiliate marketing, YouTube, all that kind of stuff. I've also got a couple of site reviews to do. I've got 3. I'm not going to take any more because we won't have time. So maybe myself and Adrian will take a look at those together and give you our feedback. Yeah, I think we will do that. I kind of scheduled them up from last week, and well, why not? I don't want to keep people waiting any longer. So we'll look at those sites as well. And of course, put your questions in the chat and we'll try and answer as many as we possibly can, providing the chat doesn't move too fast. Anyway, I'm going to turn around. I'm going to bring Adrian in with a little bit of production magic. I've got a new transition effect, actually. Let's give it a go. Transition. Way. Adrian, there you are.
What's going on?
I think you've been hanging out in the chat already, haven't you?
Oh yes, I've been for about 20 minutes. We've been in the chat with everybody. There's so many awesome people in there. Hello everybody. Now I lost it. I can't follow the chat again. It's moving too fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's awesome to see everybody in the chat. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of people know you, and in fact, you kindly had me on your YouTube channel a couple of weeks back, which was great fun. But for those of you, or for those people in the chat that don't know who you are, do you just want to introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you're up to and all that kind of thing.
Sure, I'm an SEO expert, and no, I'm just taking the piece. I'm just a construction guy who's trying to make it out of the rat race, like probably many people in the chat. I've been doing affiliate marketing for about 2 years, a little bit over 2 years now, and that's mostly about an hour a day, maybe 2 hours sometimes. Now with the lockdown, I'm doing loads of hours. I mean, that's what I do basically. You've seen me in the chat on the Facebook as well. I'm quite active on Facebook. I've started a YouTube channel as well called Hasta La Vista Boss, just kind of
yeah, go check it out. There's
for
a link
fun
in
as
the
well.
description.
Thanks for that, Alex. Thanks for that. It's just for fun, you know. It's fun for me to show my journey as well, to share my knowledge as well. Plus, you know, being transparent 100% as I like to be. The YouTube channel is going to be like a platform, if you want, where I can, you know, people can see me grow as a marketer. And it's already bringing people in messages from Facebook. Hey, Adrian, I've seen you in a few places. That's awesome. Can you give me some help? Can you give me some advice? Are you open for mentorship and all that kind of stuff? So it's awesome. You know, it's great. It's great so far. And I'm doing a lot of stuff. Probably more than I should at the moment.
So how are your sites going? How was May for you after the Amazon changes and other things that have happened?
Well, to be honest, since the pandemic started, like everything closed here in the UK, businesses and all that, everything went downhill for me. Not only because, everything went downhill. I've lost, of course, I've lost my job. I'm not an employee. I'm a self-employed guy, and because of that, I mean, there wasn't even help for me for in the furlough. How they call it, furlough?
Furlough, yeah.
Because
furlough.
Yeah.
But by the way,
I'm
English isn't your first language, is it? You speak Spanish. And,
there you go.
Yeah. So you're doing fantastically well. Your English is still, I think, probably better than mine, and I only speak English. Yeah. So yeah, the furlough scheme didn't really help you there.
No, it didn't, because I'm a small LTD company, and basically they were saying to us, you know, all these years that you guys put all those expenses on the company, and you put this and you put that.
Yeah.
And now you want help
avoided
from
all
us?
that tax, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're not getting any back. Yeah.
Exactly.
I understand. But in terms of how's your online stuff been doing in May?
So it went. I just looked yesterday. It's $480. So it was going up in December. You know, it was going up like I think it was 1,400 between everything that I'm doing online. And then when when the pandemic started, when the businesses started to close, everything went down. And the reason is not necessarily because of the pandemic, but because I lost my income, if you want. And I couldn't put any more money into the business, into the side hustle, because I was actually putting together a team. I've put together SOPs in written and in video to train my VAs and everything, so I can scale the business. But right when I was doing that, everything went downhill for me from that
hopefully
point
things
on.
are starting to get back to normal a little bit, and you're still remaining confident and optimistic, because it happens a lot in this business. There was a comment I had on my update video, because my site's doing really well, but I know a lot of people's sites aren't doing very well, and some people's sites that were doing well have like crashed a little bit. It is hard to stay positive. Have you got any bits of advice to someone that's maybe their site is on a bit of a downward turn? I mean, let me start.
Definitely.
Let me start. I've been in the game for quite some time, and I've had sites that have done well. They've got up to 4 figures a month, and then for whatever reason, the Google algorithms changed or something has changed. Like I had that site which had WordPress in the domain name, and then WordPress lawyers got in touch and said I can't use that domain name anymore. There's something that comes along and knocks you for 6, and your site goes from earning really well to not earning so much. And my advice is that if you carry on, there is always a light at the end of the tunnel. You've got to try and stay positive. If you need to start a new project, start a new project. Sometimes, as Carl was saying on last week's stream, he had his site that when the income school guys came over, they said, you need to kind of ditch that one. It's never going to work. Sometimes you do just have to walk away, but still remain positive and know that ultimately each step you take forward, you're going to ultimately get to where you want to be. So, sorry, what would you say to someone who's in a similar situation?
Well, for you to be positive, you have to have a great vision. If you have a good vision of where you want to be and what you're building, it doesn't matter what happens in the way. This crap happened now. It could be, that's not the only thing. I'll do a video maybe in the next following days to show you guys what happened with my property in Spain. That's an investment that I have in there. So it seems like 2020 is just a bad year overall for everything that I do. Nothing goes well, but for some reason my smile is still it's on my on this beautiful face. But the thing is, if you have a vision, just create a great vision in your mind of why you're doing this. Why do you want to create these websites for? In my vision, I have a YouTube channel, I have a radio podcast, I have different businesses in online and offline. So I guess that's what makes me keep pushing forward, with a smile on my face, because I know that it's going to happen. Some things like you were saying, right? I haven't been penalized by Google, but this can happen to anybody. So you can be penalized. You can have, Amazon cutting the fees. You can have people negative SEO and lose your websites. There's so many things that can happen.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you have this vision, you're gonna do great.
Yeah, that's some great advice. So we just had a super chat come in from Stupid Robot Fighting League. So we obviously have to play the horn. But he's got a question for you. He's obsessed with beards. I don't know what it is. Let's do the horn. We've got that out the way now. That's done. He's admiring your beard. Do you have any beard growing tips just while we're talking about beards? I mean, it's easier, I guess, in the lockdown. Just let it grow.
Well, just let it grow and don't cut it with the razor. Just cut it with one of those machines or the scissors.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, electric. Yeah.
Good tip. So you said you've been doing this internet stuff for a couple of years. How did you get into it? So obviously you've been working in construction for some time. Was there some particular event or moment that happened that made you start looking into internet marketing?
Yeah, to be honest, I knew people making money online, but I never stopped for a second and think that I could do it as well. So there was this night when I was very, very tired. I was working so many hours, weekends and everything. And I was just laying down in my bed with my wife. She was pregnant, I believe 7 months. And we were looking both at the ceiling. And she was saying to me, do you know what? I don't want to go back to work when after I have the baby. So I said, well, that's great. So what do you want to do? And then she started with some ideas. She's from Brazil. And she was saying, let's bring some stuff from Brazil. European people like bikinis and flip-flops and all this sexy stuff that the Brazilian ladies wear in Brazil. So that's what kind of started me. And then I started to look online how to make money online, or how to create websites, or how to create business, export, import. And I've seen like tons of videos, like hours of videos, until finally I got to your channel, and you were doing the
Somehow, yeah.
yeah, I know. So you were doing the boot boutique
Oh yeah.
tutorial, and that's when I said, okay, I need to stop here. This guy seems genuine. He doesn't say that I'm gonna make $10,000 in 1 week, which is what I usually hear.
Yeah.
All that bullshit out there. But then once I started following you, a couple of tutorials, I put together a couple of websites. You know, they were not successful, but that kind of pumped me to move
Yeah.
to
You
look
got
more
started.
into
You
this.
bit the bullet, started something, and then you're hooked. Yeah, you can't.
I was so hooked. I can tell you that I was so hooked after I've built the website, and I said, and I received a couple of people to the website, and then I made a sale. I said, "Holy crap! This actually works."
Yeah. Once you get that first dollar, that's it. You're on it, aren't you? It can only
Yeah.
go up. So Simon made a good comment in the chat. Said lots of income streams are the way forward. So if one fails, all your eggs are not in that one basket. Yep, that
True.
makes sense. There was a
True.
guy on the news earlier because EasyJet, the airline, have been laying off lots of people. It's just up the road in Luton from here, and there was a guy in he was a bus company, and basically he had one client who was EasyJet, and he used to just move all their people around the airport and that kind of stuff. And he was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I've got no other clients.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think with lots of things, it's a good idea. If you can generate multiple revenue streams, it's a good idea. And of course, with a niche website, you can to a certain degree, but probably having more than one website, maybe doing a few different things, that's always a good thing. Not relying on just one source of traffic. There is kind of a lot of ways you can spread yourself on the internet.
There was do you know Ted Kubaidis?
I don't think
He's
I do.
the creator of a tool called Quora.
Okay.
He's a
Quora,
very smart guy.
Yeah.
The correlation, it's a correlation tool.
Oh, right.
Is way too smart. It's out of my range. But but he was here once in London, and I had the pleasure and the honor to have a drink with him. And one advice he gave me, he said, now that you learn SEO, now that you know how to rank a website, what you should try to do is build a few more affiliate websites. So let's say you have 5 websites making you $500,000 per month. That's $5,000 per month. Then on top of that, try to get maybe a couple of local clients to work on their websites as a maybe outsourcing and taking care of their SEO.
Yeah.
And all that, and that's gonna be maybe $1,000, $2,000 per month, and then you build a few other businesses that has to do with this, and that's my dream. And then you have the YouTube channel, and then you're gonna have this, and then you're gonna have that. So definitely we should not depend on affiliate marketing alone, because remember, if we're doing affiliate marketing, we're just building our businesses on top of other people's businesses.
Yeah.
So at any time they can come.
That's a risk.
Yeah, that's always a risk. So Amazon, they can come and say people were upset. Oh no, Jeff Bezos is it's a crock. Hey, listen, it's his business.
He can do what he wants.
It's his business. Exactly. So just be mindful of that.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I mean, somehow I've kind of fallen into multiple income streams, mainly because I'm very bad at finishing projects and I start lots of things.
Welcome to my
like
team.
Starting stuff, yeah. So I do have some clients that I look after their websites for. Well, in fact, Phil, who I don't think I've seen Phil tonight, looks after them for me. And I do manage some Facebook ads for some clients, and I do have YouTube, and I do have affiliate marketing websites. So there is lots of eggs in different baskets, I guess is the thing is. So if you've got there's Phil. Good to see you, Phil. I haven't done any hellos. I
Phil, how's it going?
We jumped straight into everything. But yeah, hello to Phil. Hello to Dana. There's a few regulars in. Hello to Helen. Hello to David and Badane. I'm not sure if I pronounce your name. He says that you just got my $37 from Amazon and $80 from AdSense. I'm close to my 1 million. Well, you're closer than
Woohoo!
someone who's earning less than that, aren't you? So
That's for
exactly.
sure.
And the
Congrats
first
on that.
the first dollars are the hardest. It's harder to make the first $1,000 than it is to make the second 1,000, definitely, because you start to get some momentum. It makes it easier.
Thanks, Jay,
Penguin.
for Jake's. Sorry, Jay and Helen said earlier that they like my T-shirt and my mug. Thanks for that.
Yeah, I don't know if you're selling them. Are you selling them?
Not the mug, but I sell the T-shirt. It's on Amazon. I don't know. I don't know if you can find it on Amazon just by searching "Hasta La Vista Boss" T-shirt. I'm not 100% sure. This is another one of those projects that we were talking about just a second ago. That would be just another income stream.
Yeah, yeah.
You
The
know,
merch.
have some merch. Exactly, some merch. But again, with the pandemic, they've closed the program, so you could not create more designs. You could not do anything, because it wasn't like it wasn't a very important item.
No.
But now I just I was looking at my phone and I just received an email from them, and I hope it's saying that we can create designs again.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I've not sold many T-shirts myself, but it's a nice. I do it for
It's
fun.
because I'm sure you didn't advertise them, you know, because I'm sure people will buy them.
Yeah, I've often thought about. Interestingly, beer shirts. Do you remember beer shirts is one of my sites? Let me
I
just
do remember that one. Yeah.
bring that up
Yep.
quickly. I'm going to try out the new transition again. Here we go. Transition. There we go. Yeah. Actually, I'm not. Let me just go back to you a second. Did you hear Adrian chat then when I went onto the computer screen or not?
I don't hear anything here. So do you have sounds
No.
when you have the transition?
Yeah, but I just wondered, are they able to hear you while I'm looking at my computer screen? If not, then we won't do any of that because that will get weird.
Oh, they say no. Look,
No.
they say no.
Okay.
That's a shame.
Yeah, never mind. So anyway, I was going to say about beer shirts. I keep getting emails from people asking for beer taps because I wrote a article about hand beer pump things for your home, and people seem to be really mad for them. I'm getting lots of emails saying, "Can you ship this? And when's it going to be available?" It's like, oh, it's an affiliate site. Just go to Amazon. What's going on? So yeah, I'm going to probably. There's a lot of T-shirts and things. We're talking about T-shirts, so I'm thinking I might go back to that site. I think it's got potential. It's kind of earning money
Sure.
and getting inquiries, and I'm not even doing anything with it.
Sure. I mean, at some point, I'm gonna have someone to help me out with the designs. I'm crap at designing stuff. I'm really bad. I'm not creative at all. But I know that people like this kind of. I mean, I go on the underground, go to work, and I see all these people with "I'm the boss" on the caps and on T-shirts, and it's fun, to see it because I have something related to that niche. So. We'll see in the future. I mean, now I need to go back to Amazon and see if it's open again.
Yeah. So yeah, I probably can get the screen and Adrian going at the same time, but I'm not going to risk it while I'm streaming because it won't work. We know it won't work. It's just how I am with technology. So Victor, I know that Victor's in the chat. I was going to review your site. I'm going to have to do it next week. I'll do some site reviews, pretty better. And there was also the barberbantershop.co.uk. I can't remember whose site that was. If you're in the chat as well, I'm sorry, I'll do that next week. And also Ninja. I think Ninja Div, was it? Or Ninja DIY? Ninja DIY.
Ninja DIY.
Yeah, I'll do yours next week as well. I do apologise, but another week won't hurt. You could do a little bit more work on your site maybe before then. So,
yeah, I'm going to start doing some of those. They are fun to do. And again, some people asked, hey, can you do some of them for me? I mean, I haven't made this public, but there's I want to give some free reports as well from Ahrefs if people need backlink profiles and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good idea. So I've got a few more questions, if that's all right.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Shoot.
And also Phil says actually I could get custom designs done and sell them directly through a T-shirt printing dropshipper. That's a good idea because beer shirts, I could do a tutorial on switching it to an e-commerce site and then we could sell some T-shirts. I've got a graphic designer. I could ask you guys for help with some funny beer slogans or something, It'd be fun. We could maybe do it as a joint WP Eagle project or something. Anyway, so how much of your own content have you been creating for your sites? Is it something you write? Because you mentioned you're putting a team together. Is that you trying to outsource everything, or?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, at the beginning, I mean, some people might know I started seriously going into affiliate marketing when I joined Doug Cunnington course, and from there I at the beginning, because I needed quickly to put something together, I wrote my first 5 articles or so, but then I quickly realized that I hated with a passion. Not only because, you know, I mean, English is not my language.
No,
that's
so
the first thing.
It's going to be hard, yeah.
So it's going to be hard
some articles in Spanish.
and it was really bad, but as soon as I realized that, then I started to look on Fiverr. I got a few writers on Fiverr, and from then all the content was outsourced. I haven't done any content myself after that.
You're a man after my own heart now. Yeah, I don't write any of my own content. But I guess you come up with your own ideas for content and your keywords, and do you do all that, or do you outsource that as well?
No, that's one of the processes that I want to kind of have control of, because maybe in the future, when I have more money, I'll pay someone to do it for me. But I really believe that keyword research is one of the most paramount processes that you need to get right when you start a website.
Yeah, for sure.
If you get that so right, at the moment I'm doing all, and I enjoy doing it as well.
No, I think you should do it. Although if you can obviously use Carl's service, who was on last week, he's got a great keyword research service. But yeah, I think it's something you need to do yourself. And if you can get yourself a good list of keywords and article ideas, then that can keep your site going for quite some time. There was a question that just came in. I can't see it now. It was something about, should you run
ads? In Spanish?
No. It was from JJBLDN. He says, "Evening, what are your thoughts on paying Google ads, Bing ads, Facebook ads, whatever ads, to your articles to get some momentum going initially?" That's not something I've ever done. It's not something I would probably recommend, because it's very easy to spend a lot of money on ads. And I'm not sure how much momentum it will give you, because as soon as you stop paying for ads, the traffic will disappear. Unless you've got something that you think may go viral, then that's the only time I can think that maybe ads might get it going. And then if people start sharing it, it might get some momentum. But personally, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't spend ads on informational articles. What would you say to that? Is that something you've ever done? Have you ever paid for ads?
I done some ads, but one good way for you, or one good use for you doing some ads, is for you to test a niche. So you'll do some ads, put a website together, do some ads, and send those ads to the website and see what happens. And that's what I've learned from some experienced guys.
Good for testing stuff out.
For testing.
Sure.
Just to see if people goes to the site, if they clicking, if they're buying, if there's market for it. And but other than that, ads can get expensive, and like Alex was saying, once you stop paying for it, it's gone. And you have to say as well how much it's worth. I mean, how much commission you're gonna make from those sales to kind of
cover the cost of the ads, probably
cover the cost of the ads.
Probably not going to work.
So what are you going to have, pennies?
Yeah, and also in my experience on Google, for example, when you're trying to bid on informational type terms, it's very hard to get your ads to actually run properly, and if they do run, you end up paying quite a lot. Google just doesn't seem to want you to do that. If you've got a product, an e-commerce site, it's a lot easier and a lot better to run ads. Jasper asks, why don't you do your writing in Spanish? Why not set up some Spanish sites?
Yeah, I've seen a couple of questions and suggestions about this. Actually, today, just before this, I've published an article for the Brazilian market because I speak Portuguese as well, and I just posted. I'm going into more spammy niches, uh, pharmaceuticals and uh, proteins and stuff like that. I want to test those niches because they pay much more money, and I want to see if the competition in these countries it's the same as in US, UK, and Germany maybe.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know about
and
pharmaceuticals.
and
That's the health niche, isn't that particularly hard, especially when it comes to Google?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to test that. I want to test that. So I published the article today is about what's the best supplements for building muscles in Portuguese. That is, and I have a website that I bought, an expired domain. I bought couple of months ago for the Spanish market. Actually was a business on that domain. It was a real business in the fitness niche. So I'm gonna build a website that has to do with fitness machines and usually treadmills and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I'm gonna let you know, guys, how that goes. It's gonna take me some time.
It sounds
Gonna take me some
interesting,
time.
though, and it could be very profitable if that works in that
Oh
sort of
yes.
niche. Yeah, definitely.
Mm.
So you mentioned something just then that sounded quite interesting. Expired domains. Now that's not something I've really messed around with. I think I bought a couple. I think Shop Power Tools, which was one of my tutorials a while back, that was an expired domain. Site never did anything. So just tell us a little bit about expired domains. What's your experience with them, and what do you know about them?
I don't have too much experience with them. Just that what I've learned from mentors that I have in SEO. And then of course applying, working on a couple of them, but they are definitely a good way if you know what you're doing, if you know what you're doing before you buy them, and how to look at if they're good or not. But usually they're very helpful for you to skip what it's called the Google Sandbox because the website is still indexed. It wasn't dropped. It's still indexed. And if you start building content on this site, it's like the website never dropped, never stopped. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, and it's got the history, it's got the links, it's got everything.
Exactly. So
like
you just have to
yeah. So that was interesting.
Sorry,
What you said you'd build content on that expired domain. What about if I just got one and maybe redirected it to one of my sites? Would that work?
That would again depends on what happened with that expired domain. It works. It still works. There's another thing that you can do. You don't redirect the whole domain to a new website that you're building, but you can how do you call it? You can build a page that it was sometime before it was something. I can't. I don't give an example now. So let's say it was about phones, right?
Yeah.
And your website is about technology, laptops or something like that.
Yeah.
Then you rebuild that page talking about technology, and since it's related, you can link back to your website.
Okay, yeah. So you're using some of that,
You know what I mean?
link juice from the expired domain
Exactly.
site, pushing it through to your site rather than redirecting the whole lot. That sounds interesting. So a quick question on this that I just saw from Matthew. He says, how do you find expired domains?
There's services out there that you can go and check out. It's better if you don't know what you're doing. It's better if you go and buy the websites from these companies. But usually I use what's it called, GoDaddy auctions.
Yeah.
GoDaddy they don't only sell domains, but they have an auction for domains as well. So when those websites they come to the expiring date and no one is renewing them, then there's a process that it goes through, and at some point GoDaddy are going to put it on auction and you can buy it there. So you have to keep an eye on those.
They don't
Yeah,
just
yeah.
they
I
don't
mean,
just release them back into the market, do they? Anything that they think's got any
mm,
value, they then take it themselves and then sell it, don't they?
of course, and I mean it's smart. It's smart for them.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you can do actually some, you can, if you're a bad guy, you can do some real damage to companies, because you can, some people, you're not going to keep an eye on when your domain is expiring all
No,
the
no.
time. So,
You quickly,
you're a small
yeah,
company.
you scoop it up and then you say, "Do you want your domain back?
Yeah,
Here, this is how much it's going to
that's it.
cost."
There you go. It's going to
No,
cost you 5 grand.
that does happen. I've had a client where that's happened to. You just got to make sure you got auto
Mm,
renew on those important domains.
that's it.
Um,
That's it.
in terms of, I've found a few tools. I can't think of any at the top of my head, but if you just went to Google and did a search for expired domains and searches around that, you'll find lots of information around that. And there are a few tools that allow you to look up. And then, as I say, you really need to learn about this and do your due diligence and all that, because if there's been some shady SEO going on onto that domain,
Sure.
you don't want to bring all that over to your site. So you just want to make sure that it's a good domain and it's got clean links and all the rest of it. But there is loads of information out there. Maybe it's a topic that I need to bring an expert on for, and we can talk about. Jim's just got one last question on this. He says, how would you know if it's still indexed in terms of domain? I guess you just go to Google and type in site : and the domain name. Would that show you if it's in the index?
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and we've talked about experts, and you've mentioned mentors and things quite a lot this evening. Do you want to name drop some people that you respect and that you've been following and that you've learned some good stuff from?
I'll definitely mention a few guys that helped me a lot to understand how Google works and how to, how everything works. I'm still very, 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 very far from knowing what they know, but one of the guys that helped me a lot, it's his name is called Alex Muggs Wellings. He's in the UK. We have coffee. We have dinner every now and then, and we talk about SEO and business. It's awesome. I had an interview on my channel with him.
Okay.
Another guy is Kyle Roof. He's probably the genius SEO. One of probably the smartest guys alive in SEO.
Okay.
I don't know if you know him. He did something that ridiculed Google a few years back as part of a competition, and the competition was about ranking a website in Plano in Texas about rhinoplasty in Texas, rhinoplasty in Plano. So the funny thing is that they had a budget of $1,000 per month, and they had only 30 days to rank that website.
Okay.
This competition. So at the end of the competition, at the end of that month, nothing happened, nothing extraordinary. I can't remember. He finished on 3rd or 5th position or something like that. But what happened is 2 weeks later or something like that, just a short time after that, that website jumped to position 1. It took over the Google Maps. It got its own knowledge panel and everything. And that's nothing amazing about that. The amazing thing about this website is that it was all in Latin Lorem Ipsum.
Wow.
Except the keywords on page.
Wow. Yeah. that is tricking Google.
And
What was the niche again? You said, I think people didn't quite hear it probably.
Rhinoplasty Plano. The website is not live again. I mean, his story is amazing. I have an interview with Kyle as well on my channel. By the way, probably you guys know him. He's the guy who has built Page Optimizer Pro.
Okay.
Maybe
you can leave a comment maybe under this stream or maybe in the Facebook group of all the people that you mentioned, because I won't remember them and people will want to.
Oh yeah. Alex Cooper, of course, is one of the guys who introduced me to this stuff.
Yeah. And you obviously mentioned Doug as well. You've been on Doug's course, yeah?
Definitely, yeah. Definitely Doug teach me affiliate marketing for Amazon. Clint Butler, I've learned some shady stuff from him. He's the guy who runs SEO This Week show on YouTube. But he's a good guy. He has a lot of knowledge. but he's a good guy. You know, he doesn't use black hat techniques to, to how do you say, to harm people.
Okay.
He knows black hat techniques in order to defend himself and use it to his advantage and his client's advantage, of course.
Okay, some good ones there. So yeah, you'll leave a list of them somewhere. Any other
Yeah.
YouTubers that you like to watch now and again?
Well, I like these small YouTubers such as myself. Carl is here, Emilia,
Yeah, yeah.
Gar Emilia Garner. Who
It
else?
was on your channel the other
Chris.
week. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Chris is here as well. Fix, Stuart Cameron. All these YouTube small YouTubers that are trying to make it on YouTube as well. Just sharing their stuff. It's motivating, to see other people's stories.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I now I'm trying to reduce the amount of people I'm watching because it's just overwhelming. It gets overwhelming at some point.
There's only so much time, isn't there?
Exactly.
So, Chris, I haven't really checked out much of Chris's stuff. I think he's in the chat.
Yeah, Chris is in the chat. I mean, his channel is brand new. He's doing some really cool stuff in there, sharing his his knowledge and his earnings. I believe today he posted his earnings. So yeah, I mean, I like to see small guys and try to support them as well.
Okay, Chris. Well, then we'll have to catch up sometime. Drop me a message or something. I think I've got a button I can put my email address up. Let's have a look. Hey, it's up there somewhere. Chris, drop me an email.
There you
Let's
go.
talk. I'm up for doing interviews and collaborations at the moment. As you can see, I've got guests all the time. So there's been a lot of chat while we've been talking about SEO, which is something I know that you know quite a lot about. And there was a comment. The comments just moved past so quickly that I've missed it. It was from many moms, however you like to say it. And she says she likes to get into an advanced SEO course, but can't seem to find much more than the basics. I mean,
Yeah.
when it comes to SEO, I mean, the basics are most of it, really, aren't they? I think.
Yeah. Well, the basics never change. Basic never change. Google will always look at your URL in terms of optimization on page. Google will always look at your URL, your H1 tag, your meta title, which is different. What's different thing is not the same thing as the H1, and in your content. So they always gonna look at that kind of stuff. Those are the basics. But as Google change and tweak their algorithms, we have to keep up with them. And the way I know how to keep up with Google algorithms is because I'm part of a community called IMG, Internet Marketing Gold, which we are a community of SEO testers. So we test Google algorithms. We have tests. Now I have a test set up that's running. We comparing which ranks better. It's if it's a exact match domain, if it's a PMD, or if it's the keyword somewhere in the URL, just a random URL, but somewhere in the URL.
What does PMD mean?
PMD means partial match. Sorry. Partial match domain. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
just wanted to
we have all these things.
And have you noticed anything yet? Because I've always been told that nowadays exact match domains or even partially matched domains don't have any effect. But have you seen any evidence to suggest otherwise?
There's something I'm not 100% sure if I can share it, but there is a shift that happened after the algorithm. So before the algorithm, there was all over the place. So I have like five sets of websites with 5 pages each one of them, and the AMD was on top on one set, and then the random, and then the PMD, and on the other set the PMD was on top, and so it was all over the place. But after the algorithm, something interesting happened, and I can come back to you guys with this. I'll post it. Maybe if I can post it, I'll put it on the Facebook group and on Alex's Facebook group. So you might want to join if you're not there already. Because the reason I'm saying is because these tests are part of the community, so I'm not 100% sure if I can share it.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, just anecdotally, I've just heard that they don't have much effect, but maybe they do, and maybe it's. I mean, I'm always still drawn when I'm registering domains to a domain that's got a keyword in it.
Just look at it this way: the first thing Google see on any website, the first link that they see, it's or the first thing they're gonna see, it's your URL, right? So if you have your keyword in the URL, you telling them exactly what your website is about, so they don't have to apply all these algorithms.
They don't even have to crawl the page. So
exactly, they don't need to look at your anchor text and stuff like that. Okay, this is the best roof box website. Well, it's clear what this is about. So it's always gonna work, but it depends on what we do with it. But to answer many moms' question, because we went on a tangent there. Depend what kind of SEO you want to learn. So what do you want to learn in SEO? You want to learn local SEO? You want to learn lead generation SEO? You want to learn on-page SEO, off-page SEO? Because there's many things, and like I'm doing now a lead generation case study on my YouTube channel. I had to take a course for local SEO because it's a totally different game when it comes if you compare local SEO with affiliate marketing, with affiliate SEO. It's so different. So first, tell us what you want to learn, many moms, and then I can point you to a good course.
There you go. So Rajudi's asked this a couple of times, so I think we should probably answer it. Can you please tell me the appropriate way to find out rankable keywords for AdSense articles? Well, I guess an AdSense article is the same as any article, really. I mean, you just want your article to rank. Now, Doug would obviously advocate the keyword golden ratio, where you you do some searches, use a keyword tool to get some volume numbers, and then you run a calculation on that against the number of all-in title results. Did I get that right? Something like that.
Yeah.
Whereas my advice is with articles and my SEO, I mean, I don't get really geeky and techie on the SEO. I just create articles, and I generally create long tail articles. So any search suggestion that comes up that's more than 4 or 5 words long, or a question, if you write a decent article, I think you've got a pretty good chance of ranking even without doing too many calculations or much link building. And that's just what I've done with Best Roof Box. I've literally just written articles around those longer search terms, and a lot of them are ranked. Not all of them. Some of them haven't ranked, but a lot of them have. What would you say to someone who's saying, I want to find some keywords that are going to rank for my articles?
Well, I would say the same thing. There's no difference from AdSense to affiliate to. It's just a keyword that it's a keyword. When it comes to keywords, it is the same thing. You just have to find low-hanging fruits. But I believe that what he or she was trying to say is that for AdSense, you want to go for articles that are informational type of articles.
And I guess in a particular niche, because certain niches get higher CPM, don't they? But then I guess they're more competitive. For example, anything in pharmaceutical or the medical niche would probably get a quite high CPM, but they're going to be hard to rank for.
Well, there's one way I do it, and I have a little video about this. It's been very successful on YouTube. What you can do, you just type a keyword on Google. Type a keyword on Google. See who's ranking on the top of Google. Take 1 or 2 or 3 spots. Take their domain name. Go to Keyword Google Planner. Go to keywords or search or find new keywords, and then
put their
there's
URL
they put the URL in there, and then Google is gonna spit all the keywords they're ranking for. I mean, if you want to watch a video, it's on my YouTube channel, but that's thanks, and that's an easy and cheap way to how do you say, to find low hanging fruits, and as well to reverse engineer
See your competitors'
competitors.
keywords. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and it's, I mean, that way it's easy to find keywords and save you lots of time for you to actually do it and type it and all that.
Just take your comment. That's a great tip. It kind of leads me on to JJF's question, which is, what are the best free keyword tools? Now, you mentioned Google Keyword Planner, which I believe you need an AdWords account or a Google Ads account.
Yeah.
I mean, they call it AdWords anymore. Google Ads account to access. I think, do you have to spend money on the ads?
You probably don't have to spend money. I'm not 100% sure because I've created my account a long time ago. But if they ask you to buy something, the only thing you have to do is you just put your credit card details in there. That's all you need to do. You don't have to buy anything.
No, just set yourself up on a Google Ads account. You don't have to run any ads, I don't think.
Yeah.
Other good free keyword tools. I mean, the first one that springs to mind is just Google itself. The amount of information you can get off a Google search results page, in the suggestion box, in the questions section, down the bottom on what people also ask, that area. There's a ton of stuff there, and you know that data is good because it's from Google itself. Any tools that you use on a regular basis that are free or maybe not free? I don't know.
Well, I use free and paid tools because I'm not doing I'm doing some freelance as well, and I'm helping other SEOs. But the free ones is just Google Keyword Planner, and like you were saying, lately I'm not even going through the tools if I'm already in a niche, and if I know the niche, I just use Google suggestions. I use the free keyword surfer extension for Chrome. Those kind of things I'm using now. And you can use Uber Suggest. I believe some people were saying that it's paid now. I don't think it's paid. Probably if you want to find out more data, like more in-depth data, you probably have to buy a plan or something. But to my knowledge, that it's still free, that tool. And that's it. I mean, I'm not using too many tools for keyword in particular. The only way or the only time I really need a tool is when I'm going into a new niche.
Yeah.
Because that's going to save me a lot of time for me to kind of try to figure out what people are typing on Google and all that. You can go to Ahrefs and they give you tens of thousands, millions of keywords.
Yeah, it's expensive
in one go.
Anthony actually asks, is there any similar keyword tool to Ahrefs that's free or doesn't cost as much? Isn't SERPs that very similar? That's one a lot of people seem to
SERPs?
use.
I don't know if no idea. I'll have to look around, but and I'll post it on Facebook on Alex's Facebook group. But you don't really need so many keywords tools, honestly. Just use. If you watch that video that I've shared with you guys, you're gonna see how many keywords if you watch that video, you can have a website created just by watching that video.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna tell you.
Check it out. You'll find Adrian's channel in the description. Go and give him a subscription. He's a up and coming channel. We've got to help him get up to 1,000 subs. I think you're about 500, are you?
I'm about 480 or something like that.
Yeah, we'll get that up to 1,000. First 1,000's the hardest. Justin says, what's the smallest keyword volume, or what's the smallest volume keyword you would look for? Is there any keywords that you'd say that's too small, I'm not going to bother?
Not really. The only thing I do is, let's say I'm writing content about smartphones. So what's the best smartphone in 2020? It doesn't matter to me if I'm gonna write a pillar page. That's what we call it, where you're gonna have your buying guide and suggestions and all that, and you have your top 10 smartphones in 2020.
The detailed buyer's guide or whatever.
Exactly. So around that topic, I'm gonna write like 10 or 20 supporting articles. That's going to link to this pillar page. So one thing I make sure, I don't care about how much keyword volume, search volume those supporting articles have, but I want to be relevant to that main topic. If it's not relevant, I'm not going to spend my time just writing content because I want to put more content on my site. That's a really bad strategy to have. If you don't have a plan for writing content or a purpose for writing content, then don't write it, because it's not going to help you.
Yeah, just because you saw a keyword in your tool. But if it doesn't fit with the rest of your content or it doesn't fit with your site, then
Yeah.
don't write it. And my reply to that question is I've never ignored the keyword just because of its volume, even if it's showing as a search volume of 0. If I think that that's a kind of keyword that I would type in, and if it's a keyword that's being suggested in Google, then I would still go for it, because it still means people are using it. And again, I think we were talking with Carl about this. I can't remember if I said it on the stream or off the stream, but he's seen where he's written articles around keywords that had a 0 volume in the keyword tools, and then they're suddenly bringing in 500 a month or something like that, or even more.
It's true.
So you can't always trust that data, because you've got to remember that Google doesn't share any of the data with any of these third-party companies. So they're all extrapolating it from small data sets, normally taken from other search engines, I will add, and doing some calculation to try and figure out how much volume there is on
I think some of these tools, they take the data from Google AdSense, and from what's the other the free data set. I forget the name of it now, but I mean the search volume is not accurate, so don't go for, I'm gonna write an awesome content article for this keyword because it has 295 volume, search volume, because it might not have any volume.
No, exactly.
You know, I have a keyword that when I was doing some research, it had like 4,000 monthly searches, and I said, okay, I just want to try. I like to try stuff. I mean, I like to try it, and then I come here and I tell you, hey, I tried it, and this is what happened. So I did an article for that keyword that Ahrefs was saying is 4,000, and then it ranked number 1, and I was over the moon. I said, wow. I said, that's badass. But then when you go, but when you go to Google Analytics, it doesn't have anywhere near that kind of traffic. So
don't trust the numbers, basically.
Basically, if it's relevant to your pillar content, if it's relevant to your cluster, to your keyword cluster, if you want, then write about it and then interlink properly in your site.
Another quick question on writing and SEO. It's from JJ again. What's the right keyword density you should put in your articles?
I don't know, maybe 2%, 3%.
I don't think it matters too much, and you can just use a plugin like Rank Math or Yoast to guide you on that. Dana says, just write naturally. Don't worry too much about density. Google is getting very good now at reading articles in a very natural way. So you just write. There's no point stuffing keywords in and making the English not flow nicely, because you're stuffing in a 4-word keyword every sentence.
I mean, we've tested this in IMG, and there is a correlation between having more a higher percentage of your keyword in your article with higher rankings. And if you use tools like Surfer SEO or Page Optimizer Pro, they will tell you the same thing. But don't overuse it, because you're not gonna get penalized or anything, but you won't rank as well as you should.
No. Good. Well, I think we're nearly at the end. Sorry if my mic was a little bit low. It was a little bit far away, and I wasn't talking as loud as I could be. But I think that's about it. We've been going for an hour. Thank you very much for joining me, Adrian.
Already?
I know.
Wow.
Time flies.
No, it was awesome.
Minutes. I'm just trying to work out what Helen's talking about in terms of percentage in the chat. Did you catch that? Oh, I know, 10%. Yeah, you don't want to stuff the article with 10% keywords. That would be too many. I think Helen.
No, it's too much.
Helen meant 1%. Yeah. That makes more sense.
Just use variations of your keyword. So what variation means. So if your keyword is best smartphone 2020, a variation of that keyword would be best smartphones, the plural.
Yeah.
Top smartphone, top smartphones. There's a different word for these phones. I forgot the name. But just use variations of the keyword and something that's called LSI. Some people, they don't like that term, but it means, basically it's called latent semantic in something like that. I can't pronounce it right now, but basically there are those words that add context to your content. So smartphones, you may want to use applications, or I don't know, Bluetooth, words that has to do with that article.
Yeah, I can't think of the word.
I mean, it's a difficult example, but let's say you talk about kitchen, right? So best kitchen faucet. So LSIs for that keyword will be like kitchen countertop, sink, pipes, water. Those words, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You just got to keep it all on a particular theme, haven't you, around your niche?
Yeah, and because if I don't know if you used, Alex, this tool, Google NLP tool. They have a demo on their website. It's I'll post later the URL on the Facebook group. But you can take a paragraph or a few paragraphs from your article, drop it in there, and Google will tell you. First, they're gonna categorize your content. So they're gonna say, okay, based on what you said on this website, on these paragraphs, you are in this industry. So imagine if you write the content, using the wrong words, and they're gonna put you in plumbing instead of kitchen.
Exactly. Well, you've done it well,
you know
wrong.
I mean?
Makes complete sense. So I'm banging my head on my mic now. Daniel sent a super chat. Thank you.
Thanks, Daniel.
Adrian. Thank you, Daniel. I'll send Adrian a beer or something. We'll split it.
That's it.
Maybe one day when we can meet, we can.
Oh, definitely. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Obviously, Daniel, you need the horn. Let's just do that. There we go. Yes, Jim. Don't worry, it's there. The Jim, the horn's there. So yeah, that's it. Do go check out Adrian's YouTube channel. Give him some support. Send him some subscriptions and some likes. Got some great content. Does lots of interviews. He did one, I say, with someone a couple of weeks ago you might recognise, as well as a few others. I think you've had Doug on, haven't you? Doug's been on.
I have Doug. Yeah, I have Doug. I have Misha Suski from Surfer SEO. I have Kyle, and I have you, and I have. Hopefully, I can get more big YouTubers, big names like you guys on there. It's awesome to find out how you started. How a guy like I was thinking about this today, Alex, and I was saying this is like when you're a kid and you watch Metallica, and then you grow up and learn how to play, and then you go to the concert with them. So
well,
this is how I felt,
Well, thank you.
That's
Thank
how
you
I
for joining
felt.
me. I'm well up for having small YouTubers and people that are starting out. My viewers, I know, get a lot of value from hearing about, other people's stories and how they're doing it, and hopefully, work will start again on the construction site, but I guess you don't want to go rushing back too soon, do you?
Well, the one thing is that I love my job. I love what I do.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. But then another good thing would be for me to go back to work is that I can get my salary again, and I can put it back into having my VAs. Yeah, VAs and writers and everything with me, so I can scale this thing up and get out of this. I was about to say this rat race.
Yeah, rat race. That's the word.
As soon as possible.
So, Stupid Robot, finally, I know what he's doing. He always sends super chats and stuff at this time.
I know, yeah.
He doesn't want me to go.
He said that before.
I know, it's a big conspiracy. You get the horn. Now, last week, he did have a baby. I guess they're all robots, these children. I think when he says child, he means robot. And we named it Carl, obviously, in honor of Carl, who was on.
That's
So
it. Yeah.
he's now having triplets. Well, you have to call them Hasta La
La
Vista.
Vista,
That's three
baby.
names. Yeah. One of them is just going to be called La. That's fine. So good. Yeah, I'm going to let you go, Adrian. Thanks very much for joining me. Do go check out Adrian's channel, and I'm sure we'll have you back again soon when you've got some more success to share with us. But yeah, do check out Adrian's channel, and I'll see you soon. And you'll also find him in the group. You're always in the Facebook group as well, aren't you?
I'm always there. Yes, Alex. Thanks for having me. It was a really awesome experience. Thanks everybody in the chat. I love you guys. I'm sorry I couldn't be on top of the chat. It's too fast. You guys are tapping too much. But I love you all. Thanks for being here.
That's great. All right, I'm just going to wrap up. I'm going to do a little countdown, of course. Let's try the transition. Hey, we're back this way. Sorry if the sound was a little bit quiet this evening. I don't know what's up with this mic. The problem is that my daughter comes in here and she sees the red light and the dials and messes around with it. Jim says, are you coming into Discord? I do need to, don't I? Definitely. For sure. I've not checked it out. I need to get it working. It seemed like a scary place when I went in. And also my Discord account had been hacked. Shoot Robot finally sends another super chat. I'm going to have to put a limit on the amount of super chats that one person can send. But yeah, I know your plan, Shoot Robot finally, that you want to keep me here for the rest of the evening. But alas, I must go because it's really hot in here tonight and the light's really bright. So yeah, I'm going to go. When's the next video? I'm going to finish off when's my next video? I think Adrian's still talking in my ear. Yeah. My next video...
I thought he was asking me, but
well, no. When's your next video, Adrian?
Tomorrow, 12 o'clock, I'll do a video on how to disavow backlinks using the disavow tool on Google.
So if anyone's done some negative
12 o'clock,
or you got some dodgy links coming into your site, you need to check that out for sure. When's my next video? I'm going to finish off the wheelbarrow tutorial on how to create basically a site very similar to Best Roof Box, but a lot quicker using one of my templates and obviously in a new niche. Yeah, the video's nearly finished. I've been putting it off because of the Amazon changes and all that stuff, but looking at the results from Best Roof Box last month, I don't think we need to leave Amazon anyway. I think it'll be fine. So anyway, I'm going to actually hang up on you now, Adrian. I'm sorry. Just so that I can do the thing. But yeah, let's all wave. Bye-bye. Oh, I think I cut him off. Oh, I think I cut him off mid Hasta La Vista. How rude of me. He's in the chat. Yeah, I'm going to go. Yeah, so I'll get that video up really soon, the wheelbarrow one. I'm going to do some another video on signing up with other affiliate merchants because I've been struggling to do that, and I'm going to share my thoughts on that. But I really want to get a positive result on that before I do so. I want to get some acceptance. So we'll see. Bertie says Discord is dark and full of terrors. So yeah, that's what's put me up. I'm sorry, Robot Fighting League, that you're broke, but yeah, that's all the super chats, and I do appreciate them. Thank you very much. Do click the like button if you did enjoy tonight's stream. It really does help me out. I was just going to have a look at the analytics, but I think we hit around 100 tonight. Yeah, we got up to 101, which is fantastic. I guess in order to get up to 280, 90 odd, I need to give away a free site. But there you go. Are you ready for the countdown? Thanks for joining me, Raju. I'm glad you enjoyed it, even though it is 2:50 a.m. Where you are. Jim says you don't need to give away a site. No, maybe not. Chris says we didn't get to hear Adrian's sign off. Remember, stay focused. We're going to get rid of those bosses. Okay, I'm going to get him back. I don't know if he's going to answer me. Is he still there?
I think people, they want us.
The sign off. Hang on, let me.
Do you know how you do this when you do on the shows, on the live concerts, and the last song, and then they went off backstage and they say one more.
Yeah, it's the encore. I brought him back on. Come back on.
See ya.
Back on. Come back on. The crowd. They're not going home yet. So yeah, Adrian, I want you. You have a sign off line or something, don't you? So I want you to end on that. It's going to replace the countdown for this week, and then we can do a nice clean finish, and I can get out of here without stupid robot fighting league tipping me anymore.
He's always doing that.
So yeah, thanks all for joining me. If you did enjoy the stream, do click the like button, click subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, but I'm sure you already are. And yeah, let me hand you over to Adrian to finish this evening's stream. Over to you.
Thanks again, everybody, for being here. I try to keep an eye on the chat and answer everybody's questions, but you guys are tapping way too much, and I love you for that. Thanks for being here, and remember, stay focused, because we're gonna get rid of that boss. All right.
That's absolutely
See
perfect.
you later. Bye.